Senate Republicans are also targeting Biden-era green energy subsidies. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin joins me now. Mr. Administrator, are you killing for good those green energy tax incentives and subsidies?
Congress is doing its part right now with the One Big Beautiful Bill. They are asking themselves and having this conversation with the American public of whether or not the subsidies should just stay forever. And the answer that comes back from so many outside of Congress is that the answer should be no. That a lot of Americans care about the amount of money that's going towards these subsidies. And there's obviously a massive need for more baseload power. Unfortunately, many congressional Democrats, Democratic governors, talk about how wind, for example, which is an intermittent source, should be treated as a substitute for baseload power. In order to unleash energy dominance in this country, we need to tap into more baseload power, and congressional Republicans get that.
Mr. Administrator, I've asked you this several times. Is the Green New Deal essentially now dying and going towards death?
At the Trump EPA, the Green New Scam is done. It's dead, over. And that includes a whole lot of money that was wasted paying off activist NGOs. We have a zero tolerance policy for any waste and abuse. And on top of that, as far as the policies go, we inherited a big mess. What EPA is doing in 1 year is going to be more deregulation than entire federal governments across all agencies, across entire presidencies. That's how much of a mess it was that we inherited. This is the Trump mandate to both protect the environment and grow the economy. We do not have to choose between the two.
President Trump praised your efforts on improving energy infrastructure to meet AI power demands. Watch this.
I had an idea. I said, when you build your plant, you're spending billions. You're going to become a utility, an electric utility. You're going to also build a utility. You're not going to take it from an old grid that's been here for 100 years. You're going to take it right from a new facility. And they actually looked at me, they said, you do that? Of course I would. It's a national emergency. I'm going to approve everything, and you'll have your approval in 2 weeks. And Lee Zeldin is doing an amazing job, the environmental commissioner. I said, Lee, you're going to approve this stuff fast. Make sure it's safe, make sure it's good, but you have to get it done fast.
Lee Zeldin, he likes you, so tell us, what are you doing to fast-track these major projects?
Well, one way, in many respects, with permits that have been before the agencies, just to get out of the way. It doesn't even require waiting for a new bill to come out of Congress. We found the EPA, in many ways, was gumming up the works intentionally to slow things down. President Trump wants to tear through the red tape. He talks to people and companies that want to invest billions of dollars in America, but they realize that by going forward with the project, there is uncertainty as to whether or not there will be an approval. It'll take too much time. It'll cost too much money. And President Trump wants to address all of that. So as it relates to expediting approvals, we want to do our part to cut through all of that red tape. On the policy front, as I pointed out, we're going through all sorts of different reconsiderations of rules that the Biden administration put into place, especially in 23 and 24, trying to suffocate entire industries, putting companies all over the map out of business in order to target baseload power. It is the opposite of what is the Trump mandate, the opposite of what the American public voted for last November. We want to fix everything.
Got it. Lee Zeldin, EPA Administrator. Thanks for joining us, sir. Come back soon. Thank you very much.